Okay, I have a bit of like prefacing to do. I guess we can start a bit early. I don't care about everyone's here, right?
Think so.
I believe so. Yes.
Okay. I have a bit of prefacing to do just so that like, I want to let you know how to get the most out of this coaching session. So the first thing is like if I seem harsh, it's because my expectations are very high, but that's like my own problem. So I'm gonna work on that. But if I seem harsh or if I seem like I'm being mean, I'm almost certainly joking or half joking. It might be true to some extent, but I'm almost always joking. I totally understand that you guys are in college and you guys have a bunch of shit to do and like you guys are not pros. Like I totally understand that. So just know I'm like joking. If I ever come off as mean, like I really don't mean it that way. Um, Two, this is a coaching session, but really I only have 1 hour with you guys. I'm gonna tell you guys like a secret OP strategy. When you guys need to solve problems together, it's going to be you guys that solve things. Like if I were on your guys' team, let's say I was like coach paid by ASU for whatever reason, like I can help you guys a lot. I can help you guys daily. But really I'm coaching you guys for 1 hour. The biggest thing that I want you guys to do after this session is like talk to each other. I'll give you guys big concepts. In 1 hour, I can't teach you guys the entire game. I can't I have so many things to go over, but like I can't teach you guys everything in this 1 hour. You guys will kind of need to like learn off these big concepts and try to work together. That's like the most important thing, is what I will say. Um, does that make sense? So like,
Mhm.
Yeah.
yeah, just like I'm telling you guys, working together, talking to each other is like the most important part of a team. If my 6 players are talking to each other, like I am more happy. It's probably better than me coaching individually and everyone else shutting up. It's almost certainly better. Okay.
Mhm.
And then the
Sounds
third
good.
thing, if you guys have any questions, please stop me. I don't want to don't pretend like you understand something when it's like, oh, David, I did not understand. Literally be like, David, shut the fuck up. Like what like what? Or like, oh like I have a question about this. Like what if this happens? Like please don't be afraid to ask me questions. Like I have like a list of things I want to talk about, but like if we spend an hour on like one topic, I am totally happy with that. You guys want to get the most out of it, and I'd rather you guys learn something in depth than rather than learn some like little things broadly, right? Like and not understand fully. Yeah. So ask
Mhm.
questions, and I'll even reserve time after. If you guys have extra questions or like other questions that I didn't get to talk about, I'm totally happy to talk about those things. Okay. Other than that,
Thank you.
um, yeah, just be like really casual about this. Like I'm here, like I am trying to help you guys, so you guys have to help me help you guys, if that makes sense. So ask questions, have discussions. Like you guys can even be like, oh, remember that one time? Like, yeah, like you guys can point me to a direction in the VOD, be like, oh, this fight, like, I think this was kind of a similar problem. Like, feel free to do that. Okay.
Okay. Cool.
Sounds good.
Awesome.
I
Sounds
won't
good.
know voices. I will almost certainly not know voices. Yeah. So I'll try to figure that out. Okay. So the first thing I want to talk about is comms actually, because it was a little like I think you know you guys don't seem to have a lot of comms, and then like the feedback from your coaches or like other players that are watching are like, we need more comms. I want to tell you guys the purpose of comms. Um, oh, I'm not sharing my screen. I'll just share my screen directly.
Mhm.
Okay. I don't know why I have paint, but there are two types of comms in the game. There are two types of comms in the game. There's info comms, and then there are command calls. Those are the only two types of comms. Let me give an example. Tracer no recall. That is info, and then kill tracer. That is a command, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely.
Commands are more important than info every single time. Command lets your team know an action. I want to know action. A lot of the times the info that you guys are saying info that is like so unimportant. Uh like everyone sees that they use lant. Everyone almost sees that you're low. Like unless like, your Ana's getting dove in the back and like, but if it's Ryan versus Ryan, a lot of your guys' fights were like pretty linear, right? It's front to back, Ryan versus Ryan. Like the Ryans are clashing. Like it's not like your BAP is getting dove at the same time. You really don't need to call much of like, I'm low. I need, like, maybe you call for lamp or something like that, but like you command something like push with me, something else. You don't really need to say like anything else other than push or back. All the other information that you guys give is like kind of like weird. Like you guys say I'm grabbed when you're 6-man grabbed. Everyone sees that you're grabbed. There's almost no point in saying it. So I want to give like a brief example of that. Um, 2150. Oh, with my screen, you guys can't hear comms, huh? Okay. Let's.
That's okay.
The comms are gonna be really important, so let me do this. But you guys won't be able to see my pen if I make a pen movement. Okay, whatever. It's fine. Okay. Here. Oh, let me go over some other stuff. Sorry. Okay, info commands. That makes sense. The other thing about comms is there's pre-fight comms and then there's mid-fight comms. During pre-fight, what do you guys think you should be talking about? Between fights, what do you guys think you should be talking about?
I mean, I assume fight planning as well as like ult tracking.
Yes. Where are we, like, what is our plan for the fight? Like, where are we fighting with what ults? Like, how are we starting the fight? Those are all parts of, like, plans. Get a plan going. Doesn't matter what it is, I want a plan going. And then I would say getting a plan is more important than anything, and ult check helps inform that plan. An ult check helps inform that plan. But if you have a plan with your ults and you don't care about their ults, that's completely fine. Right now, I just need you guys to come up with a plan every single fight. And I want it to be clear, like, Pank is talking the most out of everyone in your guys' team. And that's fine that you guys have, like, someone who naturally talks the most. And Pank, you're doing a good job. But if anyone else has a plan, like, say your plan, yeah? There are a lot of times where we had, like, Mei ult or Diva Bomb, and you guys wanted to use it, but we don't talk about it until, like, it just suddenly happens, right? So let me bring this example up. So main thing about comms, info versus commands, and then pre-fight and mid-fight comms. Mid-fight comms are actually, like, pretty simple. It's just 3, 2, 1, go here, or back, push, push. Or target calling, tracer one, you know, bap one, you know, kill bap. This is really simple, okay? So let's listen to you guys after this fight ends. Boom, we're into pre-fight comms. What the fuck are we talking about? And then 2, like, we'll actually talk about the mid-fight comms as well.
Okay, that's fine. We're just getting ult up.
Can you guys hear okay?
Yeah.
Class, get out.
Right now I want an ult check.
Save your shield for Shadow Bomb.
I was shielding Mercury out.
Or not your shield, your Shadow Side. We Shadow Bomb here. I think that might be it.
Pro trick, if you guys say ult check, like, I don't think one person needs to ult check. Usually it's like the main support player for whatever reason. I don't think that's technically necessary. Just someone say ult check and then everyone just start democratically ult checking. Like, hopefully, like, you have someone who, like, leads it. I think it's good if someone leads it, but if that person is like other people fill in. So just say ult check and then just start going through the ults yourself, okay? That's just, like, an easy tip for you guys. I even tell my team to say ult check as soon as, like, you know, the fight's over, or just start ult checking.
Well, let's go for flash
They
shutter.
probably have Shatter here.
Let's go flash shutter. They use ally, I think.
Okay. Play right side. Just play right side. Okay, back up a little bit now.
Wait, well, that wall go down first.
Yep.
They're looking for.
Here, we just
Heavy.
flash out, back up. Nice.
Goody. Look around.
We somehow engaged with no idea what the fuck we're doing. This whole fight was just us, like, reacting to what they were doing, right? They simwalled, they did like all this bad stuff, right? Like, their team is, like, really bad as well. Like, they're just kind of, like, randomly doing stuff. They randomly simwalled whatever, but we still don't have a plan to this second of what is happening. What is a plan that you guys think you guys can come up with? You guys have, like, 1, 2, 3, 4 ults right now. What is a plan that you guys want to do?
I think before that fight started, I think Pancake or Marco called out for Shatter Bomb, and we were going to go off of that.
Okay, Shatter Bomb. Where do we want a Shatter Bomb is the next question.
Should logically be on one of the corners. And since we backed off that first corner so quickly, it should have been on this corner that, like, I'm in front of right now, but the rest of the team is behind. Once they start pushing into that alleyway, we launch the bomb down the alleyway, and then I can go for the shatter down.
You want to push the corner that they're at, right? Like where the Rhine is at? Okay.
Eventually.
That sounds great to me, you know? And during this, like, I just want to be clear, like, you don't have to be, like, English is, like, I've worked a lot with Korean players. Working with Korean players is sometimes easier. It's made our vocab a lot simpler. I can bring in an example of that later, but a lot of the times all you have to say is fight this corner. Fight with me, and visually see your Rhine. Like, the comms don't have to be super complex. Just fight with me here is what you would say in game. What you said there is perfectly fine. I'm fine with that plan. A better plan, in my opinion, or doesn't matter.
Okay, back up a little bit now.
Wait, well, that wall go down first.
They're looking for.
Here, we just
Heavy.
flash out, back up.
Goody.
Okay, they Blizzard, you get a good individual eat, but then just suddenly things start happening. And like half of us are back here, half of us are back here, and half of us are going forward. But we're not ready for the timing. So as soon as we eat the Blizzard, what I want to hear is push. I'm ulting here, you know, like push.
Look around.
No, you're not bubbling or back.
Sorry.
Good freeze. Run. Heals.
So instantly in the mid fight, you guys can change your call to whatever it needs to be. Yeah. Does that make sense from comms? Like, you have like a Mei ult, Coopers. You have a Mei ult here, and Mei ult is broken versus this comp. They have no diva, and then both their bubbles are down. And it's King's Row, so you can get a great Blizzard on every single part of the map. I'm pretty sure every single part of the map you can get a great Mei ult. But like none of this is said. You guys use 3 ultimates, and like none of you guys are cohesively moving together. Reactive, and it's slow.
Goody.
It's not communicating.
Look around.
No, you're not bubbling or back.
Sorry.
Here I'm yelling push. The beat was too early because like yeah, you guys could probably just push with the bomb and then react with the beat a lot of the time. But then right here, half of us are out, half of us are in. We could go.
So if you don't mind,
Yeah.
if I could ask a quick question. Sorry
Yeah, go
about
for
that.
it.
Didn't mean to interrupt. So I feel like a lot of times, like you said, our comms as well as even just movement is very like reactive to one another, right? So I think a lot of times the thought process in our head is like, oh well, if I don't do the ult like now, then maybe I won't get the value that you're seeing at that moment. Like, so do you call it as you're doing it, or do you take that extra couple seconds to call it before and make sure everything's going in?
Yeah, great question. It's hard for players to talk and play at the same time. The better players can talk and play at the same time, like flawlessly, but some players are not like that. I will say, just do the thing, do the correct play in the game. Don't worry about calming if you can't speak and play at the same time. Hopefully that's something that you can just work on individually, but if you can't, just do it and just say go. Like say the most simple thing a lot of the times. But your teammates should be able to visually see like my diva is bombing. It will just like help you guys 1 second before if your diva knows that they're bombing or whatever. Like there he eats and then he like tosses the bomb. I think that's fine. Just be yelling go, right? And then your Lucio is just waiting individually for her own beat, right? And then just seeing like, okay, I'm going to beat you guys. Trust me. She doesn't need to say like I'm beating you in right now. She just needs to say go, like push. That's all fine. And then just rely on I'll beat for you guys. Push. She can just say push, and then you guys have to like keep in your head like yes, like she's a good Lucio. She will beat for me.
All right, thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes total sense.
That's why I'm saying commands are most important, and just yeah, commands are the most important thing because like you could say in English like I have beat, like don't worry guys, I got you, or you could just say go, and that's fine. Yeah. Sorry, someone else had a question?
So you're saying it's more like a just blind is not I don't know if blindly is the right word. Just trust your teammates to play the game is kind of it. It's just okay.
Yeah, because I assume with like information calls, right? Like again, information call is just here's information, and then now that doesn't provide anyone like how he's saying a cohesive like there's nothing
no
for us to
plan.
do with that. And one person might be thinking a different idea off of that information than the guy who just called it.
Right.
So
There's one more thing to calling, which is important, and this is really natural. I don't even need to explain it, but like I know it's true. There's urgency. Someone who is yelling tracer no recall, it's probably because they have very little blinks. If a tracer recalled and she's like out of there, someone's probably just saying tracer no re, right? Like just naturally, just tracer no recall, like, and she's like inside of you guys. That's happened, and she's like tracer no recall. That's basically a kill tracer call because he's saying it like loud, right? So like loudness and urgency will like change the perception of a call. don't be too urgent about things that aren't that important. Be urgent about the most important thing in the fight, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So everyone basically can do a better job calling. Like, I don't need to go through every single part of the VOD and like tell you guys like, oh, you should have come here, you should have come here, you should have come here. You guys need to like review that yourselves. But the big idea is calm the most important thing, calm commands for your teammates. Info is still really good if you can't see, like, let's say you're playing dive, your tracer and your backline don't really see what's going on, right? Like, if your tracer is getting marked by their tracer, that's really important information for your backline. It's like, give me orb, and your Zen knows now, like, there's not a tracer behind me. That's great, right? And your Zen couldn't know that without you saying that. So there's sometimes where, like, you need that comms because you literally cannot see that person's perspective. But if things are, like, linear, like what I'm guessing most of Collegiate is like rush versus rush, it's fine to, like, you know, basically make commands. And the most important thing that I want you guys to think about is make a plan pre-fight and find a location. Where are we fighting? This is like the next big topic I want to talk about. This is like, actually, like, this is still a hard problem for pros because like this problem is infinitely complex. I don't care where you guys fight, but I want you guys to talk about where you are fighting. Let me give an example here.
Yep. Don't let Farah get too much, bro.
So you guys have this great first team fight. I have opinions on this first team fight where both I don't think either team should TP window, but we can save the strategy in depth.
Their Ryan's just gonna be sitting in open water. He doesn't have a diva. He has Zarya. We just kill him. Poke him out every time.
This is a decent plan, you know. Like someone is saying a plan basically like, you know, we can focus their Ryan more. He has no support. This is like a decent enough like premise of a plan. But why are we sitting AFK on point? There's actually no reason we should be sitting AFK on point. We can play out in the open and just shoot the Pharah with our BAP Mercy, and our Sigma can mark easier out in the open. What happens when we stay all onto point? What happens for them?
Free space.
Their Pharah gets free poke.
Right. Their Pharah just gets behind you on an off angle, and then, like, I remember the feedback, someone was like, oh, let's not get picked, but it's because you guys are just AFK sitting on point, that Pharah's gonna, like, it's possible Pharah just gets a random 2-tap, or, like, forces out drone, or, like, you know, like, it's very easy, because you guys are just standing still. So, I don't care if you guys want to fight on point. If you guys want to fight on point, I think there's, like, very legitimate argument for it. If you guys want to fight out in the open and then do the rush Rhine plan, that's fine. But no matter what, you guys need to rush and make sure you don't get surrounded here, right? They're going to surround you with the Pharah behind you and then their team over here. You guys need to come up with a plan to connect. There's one other big flaw that you guys have. So one, you guys didn't really decide fight location. You guys like passively decided it by saying, let's fight on point. But really creatively, you guys could like fight anywhere. With Symmetra, you can TP onto them and just kill their BAP every single time. Their BAP cannot get healed because the Mercy's on the Pharah, right? And you just have your Sig mark Pharah for a little bit, or just like run past the Pharah, and the BAP is dead. Well, how can BAP survive if they have one support, right? The Mercy's not going to fly down for the BAP if she's inside here. Can you guys see my mouse?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you guys go in here, wall off behind, and then just kill them, it's easy. You know, the Pharah's going to be behind here. Your Sigma just like looks behind for a second, or you wall off that side. It doesn't really matter. Like your BAP soft contested. You guys have like a million options here, but just talk about what your plan is and talk about the location at which you fight at. So if you guys are going to fight on point,
just play point. Don't let Farah get too much, bro.
Okay. This is fine. Like, I'm fine with this. I again would like to take more space because yeah.
That's not good.
One, you guys need to come up with a plan for like marking this Pharah for a bit, and then your main goal is actually to rush past their Rhine. A lot of the times in the scrim, you guys said that the Rhine is free, and then their Ana naded their Rhine, and then just survived forever, right? You guys don't actually want to kill the Rhine. You kill the Rhine because he's free, but you want to kill their backline every single time. In Overwatch, this game is about killing backline more than anything. Rhine only survives. Rhine as a hero is like terrible. Have you ever played Rhine in DM? It's not a good hero, right? It's only good when he has support to like push forward. So he's just baiting himself a lot of the times. Like, this happened a lot on Rialto, and I can give examples. But you guys actually want to TP onto their backline, TP past them. He has no speed. Just run past their Rhine and kill their BAP. If you have Shatter, you have to, like, care for that. But you guys should be, like trying to kill the BAP, basically, a lot of the times. And if BAP is too far away, then you just wall off and then kill their Rhine, right? But you guys were just, like, only focusing the Rhine and surrounding their Rhine while everyone else around them took angles around their Rhine, and then you guys got surrounded. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, like while we're focusing on the Rhine, they had all these different angles to hit us. So even our own Rhine can't like even shield off on it at that point correctly.
Yeah, Rhine does like you know, Rhine's whacking each other is not that interesting. That's not how you get gold medals on Rhine. How you get gold medals on Rhine is cleaving their entire fucking team. And you should pretty much have gold medal on Rhine in rush versus rush every single time, in my opinion. Or like no, you should. Besides maybe Sim. But here, like, you guys don't even talk about the Pharah, who's obviously going to go through here or behind, right? This BAP is alone because, you know, their supports can't play together because she has to get an off angle. If they start playing above her, that's great. That means you know where the Pharah is, and then you can just run over the BAP anyways. But set up an aggressive plan somewhere. It doesn't matter where. But the plan, like, first thing is location. Second thing is, like, how do I actually make an aggressive plan with something? Okay. For comps, sorry, I should have mentioned this earlier. For comps, I don't really know what comps you guys want to run or what is like best for you guys. This is something you guys can internally discuss. From what I saw, it seems like you guys veered towards the Rhine comp a lot, like Rhine, Lucio, BAP quite a bit. Is that something that you guys want to play? Like, it's up to you guys. I think every comp in Overwatch is fine right now.
I mean, I think it's more so just, I guess, like bread and butter. It's what we're used to the most. But we've been, I think, lately especially trying to figure out some other comps that we can try to run, or even just practice on some to kind of expand. Because especially if you run like a similar comp every time, like I think anyone who really watches their team is like, okay, there's going to be a Rhine at one point or another. Just be ready for it, you know?
Yeah.
So
I would, like, if you guys are looking to win, I would say that mastering one comp is better than being a jack of all trades. I'd rather be really good at one comp and solve all the problems. I'm mostly going to go over rush, but I can go over every single comp. It seems like your guys' dive understanding is, like, naturally not, like, super good, what I saw in Ilios, but, like, yeah, it's like up to you guys. What I will say is, like, every comp in the game can work, and I would suggest, if you guys want to, is just, like, mastering one. I'm mostly going to go over rush, but it's fine if you guys have questions about other stuff, but I'm just mostly going over rush. But the concept should still apply.
Sounds good.
Okay. I have another example about fight location.
Okay. Sim. Still sim. Nice. Lucio. Nice.
Good job.
I have window again.
Okay, no ult check and no plan so far. I want to hear something.
Chris, can I get some funny heals?
Beach.
Here's an ult check.
Liz beach.
He's using my bomb.
Okay. Here's already a problem. Why are you guys standing all the way back here? This is King's Row, second point. This is the Arch, Way of Death. Why is this choke so good? So hard for them to enter and so good for defense. Why is this so good?
It's such limited sight lines that they have to be able to go through that or go through the far left. So we can just straight up see where they're coming either way and just play around that.
Yeah.
Not to mention we have plenty of space to, like, you know, back up if we need to.
So I'm not a very good drawer. Oh, wait.
That's fine.
You guys don't see paint. Oh my gosh. My screen is so tiny on your guys' screen. Okay. I need to figure out a way to do this better, sorry.
No, you're all good.
What works for stream, like Discord has a different screen share. Let me do this. Okay. So there are, like, lots of different types of chokes in Overwatch because the geography is very different. But, like, I'm not a very good drawer, but this is King's Row second. Believe me, this is King's Row second. What can their backline see? Like, what can their backline see from here?
They could only see through whatever they're they can only see through their tanks because it's such limited visibility.
Yeah. And if we have a Rhine right here, they cannot see the Rhine unless they go all the way out here. They need to go like all the way wide out here. And if they're all the way wide out here, our Kree can shoot, our BAP can shoot. Our BAP Kree are like this entire time can see them. From here on, they can see them. And what else happens when their backline goes here? Why is that bad for them?
They get funneled into the Reinhardt damage, so it's a lot of close quarter action for him to kind of swing forward.
What I want my Rhine to do, like I said, is swing on backline. I don't care about the Rhine versus Rhine. I care about the Rhine versus Rhine for shatter purposes, but like really a lot of the times like I'm trying to swing on backline. If I can swing on the BAP, that's what I want to do. So if this BAP or Kree walks up like this, oh my god. Like the Kree is 2-shot for me. The Rhine just double swing and he's dead. Like he's dead. So this is why you use the chokes. This is why Rhines use corners. There's like a lot of different chokes in games. Do any of you guys play Valorant?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I also do.
Yeah, you know how like sometimes I don't know why I put J. Let's just say Jet and Chamber. I don't care. It doesn't matter. You get left-righted. This is like Fracture, you know, like when there's a drop. It doesn't really matter. This is where the enemy is coming. And you just like left-right this choke and it's one person. Like, how hard is that for them, right? It's because we own this space. We own all of this. And then he has to look left-right immediately, right? This is awful for them. This is really, really awful. In Overwatch, what this is like a McCree looking this way, a Rhine holding the corner, and then like this Kree can't see anything still. Right? Their Kree can't see anything. Their BAP can't see anything. This is why King's Row is generally good for Rhine, is because there's a lot of these like tight corners, a lot of these Maywallable things. I didn't even get to talk about Maywall, but that's why Arch is good as well, is because it's a perfect Maywall spot. So you guys need to be talking about where you want to fight. And I really don't care where. In my experience, like I would actually spawn camped here, but like I don't need to tell you guys to play like I'm like super aggressive as a coach, but like you should at least be here. And like one concern that like may happen is like, oh, they have a sim TP, they might sim TP behind. All you have to do is come up with a plan for that and just be like, okay, I'm gonna window it, and then I'm gonna kill their BAP. If their BAP takes TP, my Rhine is rushing through or whatever. Like I'm just gonna like swing on their TP. If they TP on our backline, just my BAP's gonna jump up here, and then it's wait, am I sharing my screen? Yeah,
you are.
Okay. So like really what I want, again, the most important thing for you guys is going to be figuring out fight location, and then understanding where you want to fight as the Rhine team. And again, Pancake is saying like all this stuff. It's good if the Rhine controls the team. In my experience, like Rhine controlling the team is like easiest because he sees a lot of like his opportunities, but like I don't think it needs to be that way. Every one of you I'm sure is very smart and knows how to get the value out of your hero. Maybe Mad King is like, you know, my window on their spawn is like going to be fucking insane. Guys, set up on A point, and I'm gonna like window from here. That's fine too. I don't care where we fight. Or we have a Diva Bomb and it's like, I want a Diva Bomb like outside. I want a Diva Bomb outside. That's fine too. I want a High Noon outside. Oh, let them in. I want a Blizzard on this choke. That's fine too. Whatever plan you guys have, it can vary. And this is where you guys are going to need to figure out the details. And there's infinite number of ways to take fights in Overwatch. There's like more important things, but I want you guys to be a go first team, and I want you guys to be the proactive team. So how you do that is always coming up with a plan. How you do that is by always finding a fight location and talking about your first step of the fight. Cool?
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, sounds really good.
Thank you for that.
Okay. I'm going to give you guys a quiz. Okay, huge shout out.
That's all we need. That's it. That's all we need.
Okay, this fight just ends. I'll give you an instant ult check. You guys see the ult check? Diva Bomb, May ult, Bap ult, and then they have May ult and Sim ult. Where do we want to fight? Someone tell me right now, where do we want to fight?
Close corner.
Front of the card.
Close corner.
Yeah, like that front corner.
Okay, front corner. Let's go with one at a time. There are many different fight locations, so like, and I think all can work. Okay, we go in front of this corner. Why is this corner good?
Diva Bomb's really good in that open space.
Okay.
We have natural cover.
Yep. Why is this corner? What can they do to fuck us on this corner?
Go around left.
TP as well. I mean,
Where are they gonna TP?
They could just TP high ground and rush straight onto us to our BAP.
Okay.
If they wanted to.
Great thing, we have D.Va and Lucio in this comp. That is a flaw. If we're all on low ground here and then they TP above us, then boom, they're just on our backline, right? Easy solution, Lucio and or D.Va just play up top and then boop the TP, right? Simple solution.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Easy. Okay. Next time you guys do this, you guys can review like where do I want to fight? Like for all the fights that happened from Kings Row, Rialto, from Lijiang, like pretty much every single map, you guys could like review where did I want to fight and then like what are the problems with it and why, and then you guys discuss between yourselves. I just guided that through you really quickly. If they go left, it's not a big problem. What do we want to do if they go left?
Throw Blizzard.
Swap corners.
Yeah, just swap the corner and they're still in a shit choke. And what we're going to need to watch out for like a flank. If they're smart, really smart, they'll flank. I'm guessing the quality of your guys' teams, they're not going to flank. But another thing that I want to talk about, so we talked about fight location. Add on to that, Coopers, you were talking about it. What did you want to do with your ult?
Oh, I guess I'll speak for him. He wanted to go high ground and Blizz right on top of them.
Okay. That's good. What are the conditions for your Blizzard? Like when's the best Blizzard for you?
Am I mic working now?
Yeah,
now
it's
it is.
Sorry.
Yeah. All right,
I didn't mean to
cool,
put you on the
cool.
spot. Like I was like, oh
No,
man,
no, that's
super
fine. I wasn't sure why it wasn't working. I'm just looking to make sure that bubbles are out, so that
Bubbles
way I
are
can
out.
hit everyone.
Bubbles out. I think speed also out is good too, if possible. But like just one or both of these things being out, great. Okay. So really, what Coopers is saying is we need to force bubbles, engage first, and then I'll Blizzard after. Is really what like that means to me. Is like let's fight, let's still have a good engage, and then I'll just Blizzard, find my own Blizzard, and trust me, I'll find my own Blizzard mid-fight. Right? Because it doesn't really matter where we fight. Everywhere we fight is going to be a good Blizzard. Like here where we fight is going to be a good Blizzard. Here where we fight is going to be a good Blizzard. Yeah.
Good job.
That was a 6-man.
Yeah. Plus, like you said, this map has tons of close quarter fight, like naturally, because tons of corners.
Mhm.
So, Blizzard's not too difficult to get in mid fight on this map as long as it's, not eaten, obviously.
Okay, you guys have a really like you guys have a good enough plan here as far as I'm concerned. May is over here. The next thing I want to talk about is taking angles on our rush. This sounds really weird. It sounds better for angles of our dive. Remember how the Pharah was set up behind us, and then they have like an angle for their dive, right? They have many different angles. For rush, you want to take little angles, but still be able to like collapse in. Sorry, let me bring out a pen. Can you guys see my pen here?
Yeah.
Let's say we wanted to rush them on this corner. We could do it like this, or we can do it. This is another angle. The May is another angle. If you think about it, like a flanking angle is here. D.Va on this corner is really good because they have to go all the way around to kick you out. You can just get BAP healed and you can LOS from here. But really, we need to be thinking about taking the space from them before the fight. And the reason that you take the space around them before the fight is so that you can collapse in on them and they don't see it coming. You collapse in on them, and then their Rhine isn't swinging on 3 people. He's actually just swinging on our Rhine, right? That's ideal. If our mate comes up through here, it's really good that he has this flank angle. So even here, D.Va can be holding this space. Kree could be like even flanking here. If you guys are decidedly like doing this really, really fast play, this is fine too. But like you guys are good. The plan should be engage, and then I'll Blizzard afterwards. Here, what you guys end up doing is like, okay, and I will say okay, but here you guys already lost the space. I'm not sure why. You guys let them, once a corner is like this is like 90 degrees, they get 45 degrees, and then they swing out this way. Your guys' geography is the exact same. You guys have like, literally, you guys can see that it's essentially mirrored, right? Their BAP is over here, our BAP is over here, their BAP is over here. You gave them an even fight when we have positioning. Yeah, you have a May baiting, but like, even if this May is baiting, like, put something here. Like you do not want to give them this corner like that. This is a pie. You just gave them the 45-degree angle here. That's like awful. You need to make sure that you hold as much space as possible. This is another choke that they have to walk into. And if they were really smart, like if a D.Va was here, a lot of the times the team has to clear it out like this. It's that annoying that the D.Va has to clear it out like this. Because if I'm a BAP and I'm sitting right here and then a D.Va's on top of me, I'm dead. Like this is like really important, and like yeah, in OWL this would happen all the time where a D.Va is like OP because she takes all the side space and she can like control all the high grounds and shit. So you guys should be thinking about taking the space around locations that you have. Just like up here, like you guys were talking about like the TP, but even if there was no TP, D.Va sitting on top of this high ground, if the Rein was at this corner, would be really good, right? Because she can also LOS here, and then she's like above them and has a good angle, right? If they were at this corner, sorry, this deeper corner, and they went like left side, D.Va being above there, or even like deeper on the left side, you know, like the left side stairs over here, that would be good as well. So that you can left right them, right? Like just like Valorant, you left right them, and the Rein's like, I'm getting shot in the fucking back, you know? You left right them at these chokes. But here you guys give a lot of space. Both walls are down. And I like how people are actually in together now. I think going for the Zarya is fine. Like I actually don't care. Like the Rein, you either go for I think you just like speed past and kill their backline. But if you see the Zarya, I actually think this Zarya is feeding as well. Everyone, as far as I'm concerned, everyone on their team is feeding. So you guys could grab any of them and it would be fine. But just like move a direction, yeah. Their Zarya did a good job of like taking the wide space. Like this was the space that you guys should have owned beforehand. So like this is how you can prevent this like from happening. If you own the space beforehand, they can't get the side space, and then you don't have to like split in these team fights, right? So they went wide here. Oh, the Zarya is naturally going wide, which is really good, and the Rein's going wide, which is good. But if you guys controlled this space beforehand, then you guys wouldn't have this problem where we have to choose between their backline and this, right? Because if we have to choose between their backline and this, then we're like stuck in the middle. We're monkey in the middle now. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So most important thing, where are our fight locations? And you guys have to fill in the details. And like this was a good example of you guys actually, like as far as I'm concerned, this was like a quality enough fight for me. It didn't go your guys' way, but it was like a good plan. Okay. Cool. One really important thing about this comp as well, and this extends to other comps as well, but it's particularly important in Rein comps, is this idea of one motioning things. So we talked about, like if we're in a choke, it's super bad. This is like almost as bad as King's Row choke, but you actually have some flank ways through. What I want to do, okay, also look at their comp really quick. Their comp is basically a spam comp with Rein, Lucio, Ana. But they basically have a spam comp, right? A Hog is a spammer, and then these guys have long range spam. Like, they're a spam comp. If you're spam and your team is rush, what is your goal? Like, in general?
Close the space as fast as possible.
Yeah, you guys need to rush them. You guys need to get on top of them. You guys need to connect. They want to stay as far away from you as possible and be poking you and taking all the side angles. And your goal is to rush someone and kill them really, really fast, right? That is your goal of your team, and take the space around them, or like deny the space, right, if you can. So here, I don't have comms. Oh god, I hate Discord. Let me switch to this so that you guys can hear the lack of like initiative. The lack of initiative will kill you in Overwatch. You stand still in Overwatch, it's not going to be very fun.
Okay, you're main.
It's fine. Get back to point. Back to main. They still have Shatter here. They have Hoggles. Right side. Help our D.Va once this is over. My shield's one. Hoggle's on the right.
Nothing's gonna happen here other than you guys should just get outranged, and like they have Sonics and stuff, and they just have more range damage than you. Pretty much you guys should just lose from this spot. He finds a pick, really good.
I'm coming around left inside. I'm coming left.
But this choke should be a lot harder because this Rein should be just like standing around the corner. What I want you guys to do is one motion past this corner. And what I mean by one motion is literally like 3, 2, 1 speed boost, one motion. Like you guys knew they used beat last fight, so you guys have beat advantage. Your BAP can window for his own angle. I don't really care. He can even come out this side if he wants to, but it like doesn't matter. You guys need to one motion out of this choke and into them. Remember how we said you get like left-righted and stuff? You have speed boost in this game, which is insane. You just run past them. You just W key past them the entire way through, and you have beat too, which is an insane ultimate for tankiness, right? Your whole team gains tankiness. You just wall off someone, doesn't matter. You wall off their Ryan, or better yet, you wall off their Ana, and then you just run at their Ana killer, run at their Hanzo killer. Your Kree goes this way with the flank with the beat. Sorry, you guys one motion this way. Kree flanks this way with a flashbang, kills the Hanzo. But you guys are just sitting in this choke waiting to get spammed out here, which is like really, really bad. But the importance of one motioning something allows their advantage of like holding the choke to be not as good. This is why Lucio's really, really good. This is why Lucio and Ryan are really, really good. They can just run past chokes a lot of the times. And this is why Symmetra is also really good in certain contexts, right? It gets you past chokes. You can just, this choke doesn't exist anymore. You just TP onto the Ana, use speed boost, kill this Ana.
So effectively, the problem with this whole watching this segment of it is just we're playing very passively there. Like we have to be aggressive with this comp if we're gonna get through spam.
You have
like
to be aggressive with this comp even if they're playing rush. You have to be aggressive, like because you have Lucio Ryan, you always have to have initiative. If you don't have initiative, you guys need to play a different comp. There's actually no comp in the game that doesn't require initiative, but this comp demands it, I guess.
Okay, so the situation would be better to just, like you said, just go in, like plan it out. Like you said, pre-fight planning is important.
Yep.
Have our plan. This is who we're targeting, and just rush in and kill it.
Yeah. And it's gonna be like the reason I say one motion is like you literally don't stop in the choke. If this Rhine is sitting in front of you and you're hitting this Rhine, you're not going past the choke. You need to go past him a lot of the times.
Mm-hmm.
Your backline needs to do their own thing and like care for Shatter. Like they can care for Shatter themselves. Like Bap has jump up or like Kree can use a corner or something like that. Like, but everyone else can just go and kill stuff basically. It'll be depending on the context. So you guys have to ult track, and then if you have beat advantage, especially, that means you can run through a lot of the times.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate that.
Okay.
I can interject for just a second.
Yep.
So once we're trying to one motion through to a target, like let's say we're going on to statue, we're trying to kill like the Ana or the Ashe or whoever's back there. How would you base off like, all right, we got the kill, now what? Do we want to, since we rendered their backline useless, do we want to focus more on the Rhine, or would we want to like turn toward the DPS where they have potential to dwindle our numbers just me? Like how do you target prior after you try to get through with that one point?
It's really context heavy because like basically after you kill, I don't know what they will do after you kill the Ana. In my opinion, they should just, their Ryan Lucio should try to kill your backline, and then they should be taking wide angles over here to nullify your rush a lot of the times. So it really depends on what they do, and this is where like individual skill comes into hand, to be honest. Like you guys need to recognize what is the easiest target to kill, what is the easiest target for your team to kill, how do I survive myself. Like this is all like pretty individual skill. Once it's like mid-fight, it's like I cannot really tell players like mid-fight, like basically you can say like, yeah, we can regroup more, but like if you see a chance to kill something, you should probably go kill it. Like it really depends on what they do, and that's the game, reaction. The main thing I can help you out with is like the setup to fights and the logic for the setup to fights. For mid-fight, honestly, like it's mostly up to individual skill, and then like you guys calling together and doing one thing together.
Okay, that helps. Thank you.
Yep. Okay, I'm gonna give a different example where it's not even around the choke, but I want to show what I want a one motion to look like.
Okay, wait on this corner, let me get shield back.
They're playing this comp wrong, but it doesn't really matter. They should be poking you from bridge, and their Sombra shouldn't be behind you.
Okay, wait on this corner, let me get shield back.
She should just be SMGing you from all this way down. But it doesn't really matter. Them playing bad, like I can't really control.
Okay, now walk up. Ashe is top behind her.
So I don't know how that happened. That should never happen. Like I think you guys speed here, and like basically this was like the worst one motion I've ever seen, because like you guys are not even close enough to run into them. If your Ryan is not doing damage, then like it's probably not. This Sombra is 10,000 miles away. I can't even see her on the POV. She's doing tickle damage. It's annoying, but what happens here is it's a 6v5, right? Their Sombra isn't doing anything. So you guys should be walking into them, and then once you're close enough to like actually kill them, you should be speeding into them.
Okay, now walk up, Ash is top behind us.
Or still behind.
Sombra,
Don't worry, I'm
is grouped.
scouting her out like every single
They're
time.
going top.
Again, the Sombra's like not doing anything, and like the D.Va's like hard marking it, which is like, you know, up to you guys. At some point, you should leave the Sombra alone, is what I should say, and like you guys can push forward as 6. Because if this Sombra is just occupying our D.Va, it's just a 5v5. So you guys should really just be running past this Sombra a lot of the times. That goes if the same if it was a Tracer as well. Like sometimes it's more threatening, sometimes it's less threatening. At this range, it's not very threatening.
Like every single
They're
time.
going top.
Here, you guys need to one motion something and push their front. It's a 5v6. You got, as far as I'm concerned, a free pick. That should never happen. Where this Arya just dies to a walking high noon, but it does.
Yeah, that's it. Look at Ryan.
Right here, this is where you guys like need to find their backline. Like the D.Va and the Lucio should probably just be killing this Ana right here. And this Sombra is not, again, like she's 10,000 miles away. I literally see her, and I could not even, like, yeah, she's just a mile away. Like, if I was McCree, I'm doing 30 damage to her, 35 damage to her from this far away. If I had perfect fucking vision, I'm doing 35 damage to her. You guys just need to find the Ana and kill it. You guys have this over-focus problem on the Ryan. And again, you guys aren't really, like, taking this, you guys aren't really one-motioning past the Ryan. You guys are sitting here right next to him.
Lock that one.
And you guys aren't ever looking for backline. You guys are over here. You guys should have swung wide with your guys so that you guys can see them on stairs or run into them, their backline over here. But our backline is like 10,000 miles away as well. So this push is super, super unfortunate.
They're going top.
Here, my best McCree angle, you as a hit scan, and BAP's basically a hit scan, like you should just be taking your best angle. And my best angle, if they're over here, if their backline's over here, I cannot see them by running. I'm not running through the Rhine. I'm going wide over here, and I'm taking this space over here. BAP, maybe I'm just going up with my D.Va Lucio and just killing them right on top of here. I'm pretty sure I can kill them with my window if I window from here and kill him over here. I can go with my McCree and just window him on the left side as well. But you guys aren't like taking the space they're giving you, and you're not like motioning anywhere. You're just standing still, like fighting linearly. You don't really want to fight like super linearly, is what I'll say.
Yeah, that's it. Look at Ryan.
And you guys can see this Ryan's nade. He will never die. He has nano. He'll like maybe get nade. D.Va, the only thing you really need to look at is nade and Ash.
Need help. Good beat. Run.
I want to hear that the beat is happening so that I know to push. Going back to the basic stuff again. And again, we're going after the Rhine. These guys are free. We beat it. These guys are free. You guys need to look at the backline. You guys need to find a way to kill the backline. This Sombra is only threatening now because we took so much time here.
Fine. Sorry on the right.
I'll give you an example. Like, it's a different meta and it's a different iteration of Rhine. But like, Cloudy is like literally one of the best Rhines, and like we were best on Rush with Cloudy, and Space on Orisa. Funnily enough,
Okay.
this was when.
By the way, we can't see this. This is
Great. Thank you for that. This is like
Fun of Discord.
pretty much a textbook Rush as far as I'm concerned. Can you guys see it now?
Yeah, now we can.
Yep.
This is like a textbook Rush as far as I'm concerned. We're gonna talk about where we fight, and we're gonna like pull the trigger really fast, and we're gonna take angles on our dive. Our rush is basically the same.
Just go down. I'm gonna go down.
Yeah.
Yo, we can pull. We can actually pull.
They split.
I can flank. Sash, call the flank and we push.
I get TP.
Can we go? Yeah, 3, 2, 1, go.
Shaz is flanking here. Our Reaper can like TP onto this or here, and our Orisa is just looking at the McCree. So like everyone's doing their own shit. Like it doesn't actually matter that we all focus one target. I know that sounds very strange in Rhine, but like if you pressure the BAP can't heal his Rhine. He has to like look and care himself. So like this is the concept of trading aggro, trading aggression. If you do two things at once, their Zen, their Brig can only look at their Zen, right? Like if we're playing Brig Zen, Brig can only look at one target at a time. Ana can only look at one target at a time. You jump their backline and then you kill their Winston, right? This is the same thing. You jump their BAP, you rush their BAP, and then you can kill their Rhine like later in the fight. But here, like Space sees this Kree, he's invincible. Like this version of Orisa was super broken. He's just like running past and like marking decay basically. Goose is like fucking diving with our Reaper, and our BAP is also going to, or sorry, killing this BAP as well. And then that means like Cloudy maybe has to play a little less aggressively. We're playing less through Cloudy and then we're playing more through dive. We could just straight up, 6-man run through here. Like maybe we're playing Sim and we just 6-man rush through here. That's fine too. But like we took angles on the dive and then we were looking for backline. Because, if you pressure backline, like killing this Rhine is super hard. He has Lamp. He has like, he's like the tankiest target in the entire fucking game. Besides Orisa, like it's really, really hard. But again, like imagine this was D.Va instead. Imagine this is D.Va instead. D.Va just runs at this McCree or just flies at BAP. We 4-man kill this BAP. This this BAP doesn't even have to be there. He can be over here, and maybe just Kree goes wide and flanks here if we don't have a Reaper. It's fine. It's all the same concept, right? Like Kree can go here instead, and then Lucio can dive. Lucio can not dive. Maybe he wants to peel our Rhine. Maybe he wants to boop their Rhine in, and then our Rhine can shatter the backline. There's like an infinite number of permutations, is what I will say. But the thing I want to teach you guys the most is trying to just rush past the Rhine and killing their backline. Killing their backline is the most like easy thing for your guys' level. And over focusing the Rhine, a lot of the times like it's not that good. If you're playing Sim and you're playing like, if people are playing properly and like being very slow play, then it's like possibly better. It's definitely better at like a high level, but you guys aren't at that point. You guys just need like raw aggression, in my opinion. And this should work in like Collegiate much better. Okay. You can see how wide this fight gets, even for them. Doha and Decay like aren't with their Rhine or Orisa. They even go wide as well. And these guys are like very, very good players. Yeah. And then you ask about mid fight. Like there is no priority. I forgot who asked. There is no priority. Like sometimes it's like, if you have one support, you probably like go like towards your support that's alive, right? Like I'm down to like we win this fight because we have 2 supports, they have 0 supports, so we should just win. But like maybe it's one support and we need to like carry that support. You go and carry your support. There's like big ideas that you want to do, but you guys can just talk about this yourselves. After you see like, oh, we fucked up mid fight here. It's a lot of individual skill. Like what is the freest target hit and stuff like that. This is just mid fight Overwatch, But that's pretty much like a perfect example of like a one motion. Like we one motion together and it's out of a choke, right? Like technically this is out of a choke. Sorry. We're on point and we come out of the choke together. Sorry.
Just go down. I'm gonna go down.
But you can even one motion when you like. I was saying to definitely one motion chokes when you're attacked, but sometimes you can one motion just any part of the fight. The concept of one motioning is just putting all your pressure out at the same time and taking angles, like getting an angle on the rush. Take the space. We're literally running past our own choke. Like we should probably let them to point, but we're surprising them, and we see a fucking great pull on Decay, and that's good enough for us to go. And we want to go first. Like something important in Overwatch, you hear people say this: go first, go first, go first. It's because reacting is so much harder in this game. Like you have to have like insane amount of plans. Like especially at your guys' level, like proactivity and making a plan and deciding where you guys fight is going to help you guys so much. Okay. Whew. Okay, that was a lot of like information. Hopefully this was like big concepts that should apply to other comps. I'm gonna like suggest another thing. Like sometimes you might want to play the monkey version of this comp, and you guys actually do quite a good job of this. Like your gardens looked like better than your other things. So I like this is also a comp that I think you guys should play. It's still in the same vein. It's just like the dive version of it. The context is going to be different, but I kind of want you guys to go through these clips and tell me what is wrong based off like all the things we talked about. Like you guys tell me what is wrong with these clips and what is right about these clips. Maybe there's a bunch of right things about this clip as well. So just talk to me about like what you guys think you guys could have done better. Let me flip screens because I know I'm not sharing. Oh, was I not sharing before?
No, you just
you ended after the
thank God.
downless clip.
I look like a crazy person over here if I'm okay.
You're saying instead of Pharaoh?
Yeah, sorry. Sims to the far.
Sorry,
They're still on the
no more
Mercy.
hop.
Still on the Mercy, so no speed. We just get on the map.
Okay, I guess one issue is we're all kind of still sitting AFK a bit and reacting rather than proactive.
Yeah. Step one, like, we already say that we think they're gonna TP to point, but like we're half ready, half not ready. If we're ready, like, aren't we like ready for this boop, and then aren't we just gonna like EMP off rip?
Yeah, if they're gonna TP on point, there's only one place we should be looking at, and even then, we're still kind of like, guys are gonna TP, and then looking different directions, like you said, not fully ready for it.
Yeah, I don't know why a team would ever TP here, to be honest, but it's whatever. Like, because to me, like, you just EMP and then they're dead and then we win. But they can TP here. They should never TP here. The window, they can TP onto the catwalk a bit, and you should be ready for this boop as well. Like, you just jump that and then primal it, and then they're all off in this little koi pond. Like, they should go around white, in my opinion, but whatever. You guys should just be ready for the TP locations and being, like, proactively, like, ready here, basically.
It's fine.
An easy ult plan is I'm gonna EMP wherever they TP. I'm gonna monkey up wherever they TP.
Bang.
It was really good that you guys recognize that they are gonna TP. So like to me that's a big positive. Like you understand what they're going to do. The more important thing for me is what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do?
Yeah.
Okay. This next fight.
Tap run. Nice.
Okay, thank you.
They switched their comp.
May has Blizz, they're now on Kree instead of the Sim.
We have a ton of ults. They just switched off like 4 heroes, I think. From the beginning, they switched off like 4 heroes. So like you guys are like fucking bing chilling as far as I'm concerned. You guys can win this fight. Again, you guys have 3 ults. If you ever have 3 ults, you can win any fight. They have 6 ults, I don't care. You can win with 3 ults. You just need to like start your aggression first. What do you guys want to do?
I mean, if they go left side here, I'd almost like to meet them like in white room or get on them like as they come in, because we have that Reaper ult to come in behind them. Without a Matrix, they just die. Like we just Matrix our Reaper as he ults him behind and all flood in. We can beat if we need to. Our front line's unkillable and Reaper just kills the back line. But we should have met him much earlier than point.
Let me try to draw out what you're saying. You're saying you want them to come in. You want Reaper somehow flanking, so from one of the doors, the side doors, like here, he just like TPs over there, and then you guys collapse in, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think that's an okay plan. It's a little sketchy because they have like May and Ryan in a small room, which is like really good for them. But you know what? I'm down because it's a proactive plan. I'm down. I don't think it's actually good, but like I think it's better than what is currently happening.
Well, can I ask? So would you say it's better to meet them like, you know, the little tunnel thing? I don't even know what you exactly call it, but like way earlier than that, because especially right now I feel like we have control over the mega there as well, and not to mention with Monkey and Diva, and like it's a dive comp pretty easy. Yeah.
Okay.
Like it'd be relatively easy to kind of get out if it's going south.
Okay. You guys keep talking. Like these are good ideas. I have like the answer for you guys, but you guys like discuss amongst yourself. You want to dive inside here, or do you want to dive when they're out here?
Yeah, once they like kind of be ready towards the left side of the map, and be able to like use the tunnel as a choke, and
sorry, I'm a little lost. This tunnel as a choke, or
no. So I wish I could draw myself. So to the right more, right? Where we have control of the mega with our Sombra hack, right?
Oh, so
Big rock,
here?
big rock.
Big rock.
Yeah,
here.
Big rock.
Here.
Yeah, right there, right there.
Oh,
That's exactly right.
Okay.
I mean, ideally, if we play at that choke, like, because there's two doorways to that, right? They can go either one. They don't have the sim anymore. We play up there. It reduces the value of the Rhine and the May because we're outside. We also can escape, like you said, if we need to, because we have things like Monkey and Diva. If we just played that far up, we would still have the aggression, and it makes it way harder for them to get around to point to touch, considering the percentage that we're at. And even if they do, it's going to be the Lucio having to leave the team, and meaning they don't have a Lucio for their Rhine, so they just die.
I guess my call would have been to dive them as they're kind of passing from that mega room to white room. By that many, because they're going to be in rotation. The Baptiste is going to be extremely exposed. That's probably going to be the best call if we're not already holding them at the choke by Big Rock.
Yeah.
Okay, these are all great ideas. Okay. What I liked about what the last person said, sorry, I don't know who's speaking, is we talked about the Baptiste being exposed. We say when they cross, who is they? Really, I only care about this one hero and this hero. I'm not diving and killing Ryan, right? I'm not Reaper shooting a Ryan. I am TPing and killing this BAP. I'm hacking the BAP. I'm doing everything in my power for this BAP. Or like if you hack the Mei, whatever your Sombra gets a hack on is a killable target. But your Sombra should be looking for hack on this guy because he has ult, or BAP, or Lucio. Like, all of these are acceptable answers. Any hack is honestly pretty good. So, and we need to be talking about, their fucking BAP is their tail. Their BAP is their weak guy. That's what we need to do. When they're crossing here, okay, so one, I think when they go here, this is like too tight of a window. I'd argue it's kind of too tight of a window. I'd go earlier. I'd go in their spawn and dive them, because like you said, you don't want them to get into a tiny room. Once they're in a tiny room, this is their guy's advantage, right? But it's not that bad for us. But I dive them even earlier. If you want to fight outside, I'm down to fight like everyone gets on the wall here, like Monkey whatever gets on the wall here, Lucio, and then your Sombra's invis scouting and being like, "Yep, dive here right now, dive on top of me, go 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 go." I'm down for that. I hack Sombra, or sorry, hacked BAP, dead, insta dead. Like you said, they can't really touch point other than a random Lucio, which is no problem. But the more open their BAP is, that's what you want to find. The more open their Kree is, that's what you want to find. So to me, here is the best spot. Here is the best spot. And if you guys are too slow to figure that out, once you get onto point is not awful. Point is not awful because it's less ideal. This is the best answer. Right here, you Diva Bomb here, and then you Diva Bomb here, or you can save Diva Bomb for mid-fight if you want to eat the Blizzard. But you can Diva Bomb here, and you probably kill a lot of them and split them, and then the rest of your guys can kill them when they split. Teams aren't ready for this at your guys' level. This is probably the best one. But let's say you guys wanted to fight on point.
Beat in.
What you need to do is not fight on this part of point. You guys need to give them, you need to let their backline. This is where their backline is diveable. Their backline, our Monkey can't really jump past here and then make him wall off here, right? So it's not that interesting. You need to let their backline actually get to here, roughly. You guys jump when their Rhine is here, and then their backline is safe in white. We can't dive all the way past white, right? It's really hard for a Monkey. If we're doing that, I'd rather my Monkey be a Rhine at that point. It's really hard for him to get that jump angle, but here the BAP is killable, right? That's what the big part is. And then also the Mei wall, she can only wall off one of the sides of point as well. Whereas here, she can wall off here, and then she gets both of the things, right? So if she walls off this side, you can just everyone Lucio speed past this side. The other thing that I want to talk about is the angles with our DPS. A lot of the times in this comp, you just decide a location, your Sombra calls for a hack, calls the location at which you want to jump at, and then she just hacks a valuable target. And then boom, we're done. That's it. And your Reaper TP's behind or whatever. Or he doesn't need a TP behind, he's already set up behind. Maybe your Reaper's hiding here and then just walks up here with the timing. Yeah. So this is what you want to talk about or review with your teammates about oh, this fight location sucked for us. Because if you guys look at this fight, I'm sure you guys would even say this fight location was really, really bad for me.
In 3, 2, 1, go.
I got walled off.
Check on.
I can't get their backline. I'm shooting a fucking Rhine. How this is really not good. You guys should already be able to see from this first person POV that it's awful.
Check on. I jumped off. Never mind. Save the rest of ults. Winnable? Okay, yeah, go.
But yeah, just making plans together, and you guys can get more specific. Again, this team likes to run Zarya. For me, as a Reaper, I'm I don't need anything down. Let me just fucking ult and Matrix me, and I'll get in there. Matrix me, and I'm gonna ult, and then this Kree can't flashbang me, and it's a free win. And if I'm Reaper, again, I think here's the best place. You just hide your Reaper here, and then they walk past, your Reaper just goes here, your Diva can either throw a bomb to help you, or more likely, I think she just throws her body at the Kree, and Matrix is the Kree, and then, yeah, this should be an easy fight. But you could set up anywhere. Someone said, let's fight inside white. Again, I don't like fighting inside white, but I believe in making anything work, and I believe in everyone's ideas being valid. Like everything can work as a surprise. If we're gonna fight inside white, like I'm pretty sure what we need to do is pincer their backline in here or something, or we need to set up many angles, like let their backline go in here, and then like hope their May is brain dead and just like only looks forward, and then we just have our supports forward or something, and my Lucio just like wall climbs over here, and then my Reaper's over here, and then we just like go in, my Diva's over here, and then we go in. I don't think there's a lot of space to work with here, but if you guys want to dive inside, set up angles around it. If you guys are 6-manning through and they have the better inside comp, right? Like you probably shouldn't be setting through. Even in all these examples, like where I'm saying like let's fight here, I don't want you guys to 6 jump through here. What I want you to do is like Winston jumps here, Reaper's over here, Sombra's behind here, like tailing them the entire time. Like you know, Warrior like Lucio's above them as well, looking for boops. Like find your angle into the fight wherever it may be. Think about the Nepal clip that I showed. Like everyone found their own angle in that clip. On Monkey Comp, it's even more important you find your own angle on the dive. But the same applies for rushes, just to be clear. Like the May is ready to wall like here or something, ready to wall here. Wherever you guys choose to fight, you guys can fight out here. The May is ready to wall, and then your Diva's holding this spot, right, for their backline. Something like that.
So instead of starting at the same location and ending up at the same location, we want to start at different locations but end up at the same spot more or less.
Yes.
It's more important to know where we're going than to all be starting from the same spot.
Yeah, you guys need to find your own individual like thing, and maybe you like get kicked out a lot. Maybe they're like playing a tracer, and then like this Reaper's like, I keep getting found. Like yeah, like don't use the same hiding spot. This is kind of like, you know, the Valorant thing or whatever of like mind games, you know, like you can't sit in the same spot twice, you can't hide in the same spot twice, you can't set up in the same way twice. You got to get creative with it. I'm gonna TP pre-fight, or I'm gonna TP in the middle of the fight. You know, a lot of people can't see Reaper TP for whatever reason. Like even at the pro level, it's kind of hard to see when there's a lot of shit going on. You're like, your Monkey is like, if you guys all jump from the same location, like 6-man jump from the same location, and then Reaper's behind you guys, like there's so much visual clutter in the game. Your Reaper like sometimes gets unseen there, and then they don't know that the Reaper's TPing. Especially at your guys' level, I'd imagine that these guys are not good enough to see that. It's kind of hard to see unless you're like very good. Okay. Lots of concepts, I know, and hopefully I'm trying to build you guys a base so that like I'm trying to get you guys the most out of this 1 hour and not go over any particular map so that you guys can like review the big concepts that I gave you, and then you guys talk about it yourselves, come up with your own answers, because a lot of the times I heard your guys' answers and like some were good, some were bad, but like the most important thing is that you guys talk to each other and like figure out how to make it work. Like I think you guys can switch comp all the time, but like something I learned at Gladiators is like we can switch comp and like play what's better on this map, or we can just figure out what's better for us, you know? I'm a big believer that right now in Overwatch, like unless you're playing at the top level and the balance is bad, like you can pretty much play your own style. This last season really showed that. Dallas Fueled really showed that. I think we really showed that this year as well. We were like the only ball team in NA, and like that was good for us. That was success for us. But especially at your guys' level, you guys should play with what you're comfortable with and what you like to play and what you guys think will give you guys like the biggest team edge. So you guys can experiment with that.
I have a question.
Yes.
So this whole time you've been talking about how to engage, how to jump on them. But let's say, because especially in Collegiate, we face teams who are GM level teams and they have more knowledge than us. What kind of ways do you think we can keep our team safe, especially our supports, if they try and jump our backline? Just think like if we are unable to engage before they do.
Yeah, my solution is very simple. It's go faster. But I understand your question. How do we keep our support safe? Think about all the things that we've talked about for like how we're killing their support. It's that we're setting up angles on their supports, right? Like if our BAP is dying from a 6-man dive from here, we have like fucked up royally, right? Like we're not one motioning out of chokes. We're not like pressuring them at all before they're coming. What we need to do is stop their angles before the dive, basically before the rush. Probably the best example is the King's Row clip. 24:30. So if I were them, like,
Let me know when they're all on payload.
like, basically, like, because you guys give up this space, it means that, like, imagine they sent like a Kree wide in Horseshoe, and then he's just like, you know, he's a GM player, he's gonna two-tap you, two-tap our BAP or something like that. You guys need to start denying this space beforehand. You guys need to like own more of the pie than them before this fight starts. So right now, it's 50-50. You should make this, like, I don't know what percentage this is, but you need to own more than 50%, you know? So if you control here, like, your backline is very, very safe. Again, I'd be looking to, like, when you have more space than them, you can pretty much always go force. You can play slow as well if you're like in these positions. You can always just play slower, and you should naturally win a lot of these fights. But I think aggression will help you guys more on the average. But again, like, that's not a realistic expectation. Like you said, like, sometimes you guys might freeze up or just, like, you know, not sure what to do. Realistically, if you guys play a GM team, I would expect the GM team to win. They're like, you know, the game is like an average of skill, individual skill, and like team play can add like maybe like 200, 300 SR to your team, or it can detract like 200, 300 SR. But, you know, if LeBron James is playing basketball against me and I know everything about basketball, I'm going to get dominated by LeBron James, just to be really clear. Like, you know, like, it doesn't really matter at that point. Like, if you guys are playing against gladiators, like, there's no way you guys can win. I could give you guys all the best coaching in the world and it wouldn't matter. And I know that's like an unfortunate answer, but that's a realistic answer. So if you guys are playing against a GM team, just try your best, like, truly and honestly. And like, it is what it is. You guys have school to focus on. You guys can't just grind this game 24/7. Like, balance your own life. And college is fun too. Like, go out, do stuff in college. Don't need a hard grind this game. But yeah.
Thank you.
Any other questions? And you guys can ask me other questions outside of this VOD review as well, just life questions or whatever it may be.
Does anyone else want to say anything?
Any other questions?
Yeah, actually. So, how do you deal with, like, keeping a 0-0 mentality?
Just focusing on, okay, this is like a life lesson, actually. It's something I struggle with as well. That 0-0 video, like, got way too many views for something that, like, basically the big idea, if I could redo that, because people have, like, meme, like Hunter always just memes me about that. But basically,
I actually, I have never heard of this 0-0 video. I've just always heard it in all my teams.
Now we're gonna look it up. Let's be honest.
No. The big thing in life, like, this is hard to struggle with. This is, like, really hard, but this is, like, part of maturity, part of growing up, is, like, think about things that you can control. This, like, goes into, like, meditation and, like, other stuff, but, like, basically a lot of the things you can control are in the present. You can't really control about things in the past. Like, let's say you're down 0-2. You can't really control those games, like, at all. But what you can do is, like, be proactive about this game, be proactive about the mistakes. Like, let's say you just, like, yelled about it at your team and, like, fuck, guys, like, fuck me, like, what are we doing wrong? Like, you know, this is fine to say, but if you were just, like, raging at someone, like, you fucking suck, like, you shouldn't have died here, like, maybe you're right, but rightness doesn't actually matter. You're wrong in the scheme of things. Like, think about what you can control, and almost always the things that you can control in life are, like, the fucking things right in the present. You can't control things about the future. Maybe, like, for example, like, maybe you're stressed about, like, you know, your finances, or you know, like, you're worried about your career future. I know this is a big thing in college. It's like, what the fuck am I doing after college? And, like, I don't know the answer. In college, I didn't know the answer. You guys probably don't know the answer as well. Like, some of you guys might know the answer, but, like, you know, that's a big stress in life. But at the same time, there's nothing you can do about, like, maybe, like, there is stuff you can do. It's like, oh, I need to go explore, like, if I like this subject, I need to go intern at this place, like, to gain more, like, life experience. Like, I need to go try out this thing. Those are the things that you can actionably do to like, make your anxiety go away. So, like, just make sure you always focus on what you can control, not about, like, the results of things. Like, if I don't get a job and, like, I'm gonna end up homeless, and then I'm gonna have to live at, like, my parents' house, and I hate living with my parents. Like, you're going down this, like, deep track of things when it's, like, really, like, oh, whoa, chill. Like, pretty much all you have to do between now and then is, like, study for the midterm, and then, like, you know, like, you know, during when you have free time, think about what you want to do in life, you know, like, and like some things are hard, but like think about the things you can control in life and think about the things that are actionable that you can control as well. So that applies to the game as well. Like the past is the past. Some people worry about the future, get super nervous about the future. Man, like if we win this, I'm so excited. That's even bad to think about, you know? You're already like getting ahead of yourself. Or like, man, if we lose, we get reverse swept. Oh my God, you know? Like I've had players tell me that you just have to focus on the next map. And really, like, not even just the next map, you need to focus on the next fight. The only thing that matters in life, or for Overwatch, sorry, the only thing matters that in Overwatch is the next fight. That's what I always tell my team. Next fight, next fight, next fight. Just stay in the present, next fight, next fight, next fight. That's the only thing that matters. If you don't know what to do, I've had people say ult check after the round has ended because like that to them meant like next fight, you know? Like it was hilarious. Like we're down 1-1 in Koth and he's like he's like ult check. And I meant like he meant like oh yeah, I meant next map. You know, like that to me meant that he was like trying to be present and like that was Big Goose. Big Goose was like, you know, a pro through and through and like he had like a really good mentality for it, but like that's what you guys need to develop as adults as well because there's so many things outside of your control in life. You need to focus on what you can control.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, hey, that was a great question too.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Hey, like you said, Overwatch or not?
I guess more so to coaching. Do you only want to keep the coaching to collegiate teams?
I am down potentially for a contenders team. I've had like, but contenders isn't going on right now. I just know NA Collegiate is like the one thing that's actively going on because everyone else is in the Overwatch 2 waiting room. I am pretty good at TFT as well, and I've coached some people there. Yo, they gained like 400 LP, no cap. A D3 player went to Masters, and then my challenger friend who was like 250, he went up to 570. So
Oh my goodness.
one session, sheesh. I'm a fucking god. I want to be honest.
Teach me.
What you're saying is we're gonna be GM by the end of this next season, right?
Your team has so much individual skill. I would expect your team play to improve. Your individual play is up to you guys. That is something that like that is like more like I'd have to look individually at POVs and like work with you. That's like much harder to actually improve because you guys have spent like tens of thousands of hours, or like 1,000 hours in this game, and like there are so many habits or things that you've learned, and like it's hard to like unteach, or it's like really hard to improve individual skill, in my opinion.
Oh, actually, that brings a question to my head. All right.
Yeah.
So I found that like, for example, especially when I'm like I've taken a little bit of a break from the game or something like that, and then I come back. I tend to fall back into like certain habits, right? Like, you know, I'll train myself throughout playing it. They're like, oh, okay, no, you don't do this habit. Stop doing that, right? And then, you know, I'll take a break or whatever the situation is. Just sometimes, or when the going gets kind of tough in a match, you're just frustrated, whatever it is.
Yeah.
I fall back into like certain habits. I'm sure we all do to some degree. What are your recommendations for like actually breaking those habits? You know.
Breaking habits is actually a really hard thing. What you actually like, there's this thing in psychology, like I've dabbled into this. Sorry. There's a thing in psychology. Breaking habits is actually really hard. Forming new habits is actually a better thing. So like, let's say like actually, I like had a therapist, and he told me like every time you brush your teeth, like you think of like things you're grateful for, right? Like. And like it's that you're brushing your teeth is like something that you commonly do, and you just attach a habit to there. So like maybe like you want to like get more fit, you know, like you just want to get more fit, and you're like, okay, but I want to game too with my friends. Like just between games, you're like, okay, I'm gonna do like 10 push-ups, and like in the queue, like I'm gonna dick around with my friends, like, you know, josh around, get a glass of water. But I'm also between queues for that habit, you know, I'm gonna build a new habit. I'm gonna do like 20 push-ups or whatever it may be. So just try to like and be conscious about it. Write it down. Like I know we live in the digital age. Like I like writing things down because I'm an old man, but like writing things down on a piece of paper on a notepad, like that actually commits it to my memory better. Whatever it is that does it for you, like it's fine. But like whatever you want to improve on, this goes for anything in life. Whatever you want to improve on, if you're like really conscious about it, like you will improve at that thing. So and associating habits with old habits or habits that you can newly create is like really, really good. Like I really suck in Valorant at like moving and shooting because I'm like coming from Overwatch and like I'm just like moving around and like I'm a Spectre god. Don't get me wrong, because I just run and gun.
I feel that.
Yeah,
I feel
yeah.
that.
Like I'm big Spectre and Phantom because I'm all about the unprecise gameplay. But like in training range, I just like literally go around and like start trying to counter strafe or strafe around. Like in training range and be like, okay, I need to like work on this. I'm not gonna jump while shooting. Like I'm gonna unbind my jump key or just like every time I jump, like I'm really gonna just try to like when I warm up for 5 minutes every day, I'm gonna try to AD this, just work on that. Like so just create a new habit out of it. It's really hard, but you just have to be really conscious of it if you want to improve.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries.
Any other questions?
I think we're good for
Yeah,
now.
awesome.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, thank you
I
so
think
much for this.
yeah, I think we all agree that it was really, really helpful. I mean, I know you were saying that they're just like basic or like core concepts or whatever, but I think sometimes we kind of lose sight of that sort of stuff because we're thinking like, oh, it's advanced stuff, like we're playing at a higher level than like a casual player or something like that. So we just assume like, oh, it's got to be all advanced stuff, but it's just like in basketball, a lot of times you hear these like in a YouTube video from LeBron or something like that. It's like, oh, it's just the fundamentals.
Yeah.
Like don't worry about that stuff until you have all the fundamentals down.
Right. It's just like basically what I told you guys. Where we fight, how do we fight? that's the two questions I want you guys to answer, and you guys will need to fill in details. Where we fight, how do we go first? Like these are big examples. I gave some details with one motion, but this game is like it's really complex and it's not that complex at the same time. I will say like I've watched a lot of NA coaches and they make this game like seem so fucking complex. Like I'm listening to them and I'm like I'm like really certain this is not the thing, and like NA players too in ranked are just like, well, if you did this XYZ, like oh my god, I'm like Jesus Christ, it's like it's really simple. It's like we just needed a better timing, or like hey, my Reaper was behind, I needed you to go first so that my Reaper could actually flank. If my Reaper goes first, then he's gonna get seen first. It's like Valorant, like it's all the same. Like my hiding guy actually hide first. we'll show up first, we'll bait them in, and then you can come in after. It's like really simple ideas of like that transfer across like a lot of different games. So yeah, just try to think about the game in big concepts is what I will say. The specifics you guys do need to work out, like where on this map are we fighting? Why is this corner good? Oh, I can wall here. Oh, I have a really good BAP angle here. My boop angle is really insane. I can ride wall here. You can boop shatter this guy. You can boop him into the pit. Like there's a lot of complex stuff in this game, but like you guys can like talk about that as a coach, like as a team, like talking about as a coach, I want to give you guys like the base, and you guys can build up from there for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think I speak for everyone here. We really appreciate you taking the time out. I think we learned a lot out of it. I mean, I know I have.
Yeah.
So thank you.
No problem.
A lot of different things I have to do from Diva now, so.
Marco, you think you have to do different things?
It's a whole team change.
Yeah, no, the two Reinhardt mains are like, hold on, we got to rethink a little bit.
Yeah, I'm like rethinking my entire basis.
Yeah. No worries. And I want to remind you guys are at what I'm pretty sure is a very fun school. Go like, touch grass. Like Overwatch is really fun.
Hey, we have a LAN on
Our
Friday.
main tank is allergic to grass.
Overwatch is really fun, but like go out and learn things. In college, I was like one of these fucking people who stayed indoors. I was like a bit antisocial. But like if I could do college over again, I would just go ahead and say try new things. Like I know you guys are at that point in your life, and like I'm still a growing person for sure. Like I'm never gonna stop growing, and I'm always improving myself. But like I will say, like when I was your guys' age, I totally understand. Like things are very hard, like exams are very stressful. But just know, like it's probably not that bad. Like in the scheme of things are not that bad, and like there's a lot of things to be happy about. And then like I'm telling you as someone who's like outside of college as well, like it is so rare that you get a meetup with all your friends who are like very, very close, like living very close. Maybe you guys live in the dorms, but like you guys all get to like, you guys essentially go to the same place and like can meet up with your friends a lot. It's like a very unique opportunity that once you turn into adulthood, you're like friends from college, you guys start spreading out. It's like harder to meet new friends, like all this stuff. Like you guys really should take advantage of this time as much as you can. No pressure, but just try is what I will say.
So what I'm taking away from this is you all need to come visit me in Ohio.
Oh,
Maybe
Yeah,
the other way
Other way around. We're all in Arizona.
Road trip.
Listen, I'll come visit you over the summer because then it's a drive, not a flight.
Ellen just got ratioed.
I know. Yeah, thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Cool, no problem. If you guys want to book with me again or you guys have follow-up, like let me know and I'll see if I'm going to continue to do this. I kind of like am figuring out like some life stuff myself, but I just enjoy coaching. I love coaching like people who want to learn, and you guys definitely are people who want to learn. So let me know.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yes, of
Thank
course.
you.
Thank you.
Okay, cool. I think one of your competitors was actually in here. Mike
Yes,
Foster.
they were. A couple of them were in your stream, so.
He's downloading you guys.
I also saw Muse. Muse is also
the
here.
bar.
That was cool.
Yeah, Muse loves me.
We love Muse.
Yeah.
Yes.
Honestly, who doesn't? Yeah, Muse is super lovable.
Oh yeah, wait, he's on Toronto now. I love Muse. Yeah, Muse is great.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm always
Of course.
gonna remember this session now because I wrote on
Yeah.
a post-it note and put it on top of my monitor. Go touch grass.
Go
Be
touch-
there.
Okay. See you guys. I'm
Yeah.
gonna dip out of this Discord.
Yep.
Yeah. Have a great rest of your day.
Thank you.
Alright, thank
Bye.
you.
you.
Bye, man.
Bye bye.